And that's why you never, ever fuck with my kingdom's boats.
Yeah, I got the memo. Can't believe I got attacked by a bunch of pirates. Again.
I, I'm I'm more worried
So we're pretty
at
figured
the
things
oh
out,
jeez.
and it's dire.
The frame rate.
Pirates, those are mercantile guards.
Oh.
Keeps jumping back and forth
Then
through
why did that one
time,
guy have an eye patch?
consuming the dimensional energy. And all that's left
Been around the
behind is this
block.
lifeless
Fought
white
pirates.
void. The Sonics are the one constant here. Their
I was
speed
gonna
is
say it's
distorting
probably
space-time.
probably the same reason a lot of people have eye patches. You lost an eye.
Yeah, I want to know what that's like. I mean, I got stabbed in the eye a bunch of times, but it usually just comes back.
Yeah, well, cartoon physics and everything.
Should I get an eye patch? That look cool if I get one.
You know what? Just be safe.
You're
Get two.
facing a dangerous foe, Sonic. Better be
Brilliant.
on your guard.
Well, look like that one clip from. I don't remember if it was SpongeBob or Patrick that did it, but it's one of those. One. It's just SpongeBob just eye patch. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Having because last time I messed with Shadows section, I actually recorded the movie. I recorded the movie DLC, but I recorded that in my main save file. So as I pass by where the movie DLC is in the hub world, it plays the cutscene for it being unlocked. So we get to see it twice this playthrough. You know, we get to see the cutscene saying, "Hey, the movie DLC is available," and yet, for some
Yay.
stupid reason, I forgot to record a boss fight, one of Shadow's stages, and one of the rival fights. Which I have since recorded. I just need to edit that into a part. And also, while I was at it, I recorded the. I don't know how interested anyone would be, but I did record the me looking at the Gerald Robotnik's. Can't think. Gerald Robotnik's journal from that you can unlock. Because it does, like, if you actually go after and collect all the pages around the hub world, Gerald Robotnik's journal fills in a lot of interesting bits of lore that we did not know of before.
Neat.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Also, we have a new ability. I hate this ability. I think this is generally considered the worst ability that Shadow gets because it is so awkward to use. And for me, I think I actually mentioned it in my review. I don't hate the Doom Morph ability, but
It
if
is
you don't,
certainly memeable.
it is like control wise is so awkward because it takes some getting used to, and the final boss actually requires you to know what you're doing when using the Doom Morph ability. Anyway, time to play a stage from a game that Shadow actually wasn't in. I like this stage, and granted, I think part of that's because I really loved Frontiers. My biggest problem with this stage is the fact that Shadow was not in Frontiers.
It is the biggest epitome of why am I here?
Well, and it's even funnier because it's also, to my knowledge, it's also the only stage that Black Doom doesn't just randomly send Shadow to Radical Highway. I think Some Call Me Johnny put it best in his review of Shadow Generations, where they most likely just added it in because they had the assets ready, and it was easy to just add a stage. But it still upsets me that Shadow gets a level based on a game that he was not in, and yet he doesn't get a single level based on his actual solo game.
Because they don't want to acknowledge that that game exists.
But they
Wait,
did.
Black Doom.
Yeah, they reference Black Doom. Well, and the thing is that they've been referencing games that weren't as well received. Like, hell, Frontiers, and I'm actually surprised about this because I didn't notice it my first time. Frontiers actually references a character from Sonic Boom, despite it being a separate continuity.
Sonic lore is
That
very
continuity was
screwy.
a continuity that was fucking carried by the existence of that TV show.
Based on the TV show.
Yeah, Sonic Boom's TV show is actually pretty fucking funny.
Yes, it was.
It is saddening that like the best thing to come out of that series is the TV show. That being said, the 3DS games, Shad Crystal and Fire and Ice, the 3DS games are all right. I mean, if you're playing either of the 3DS games, I'd recommend Fire and Ice because Fire and Ice is the better of the two. But at the same time, like it's the 3DS games are like are the better versions of the Boom games, which is really sad to think about.
Yep.
Yep.
I am happy to know. I am happy to know that everyone here has actually seen the TV show, though, because the TV show is just genuinely one of the funnier. It's one of the more enjoyable Sonic TV series.
Well, of course we have. We're nerds.
Right. On my way.
We see weird and obscure TV shows unless we don't.
Yeah. glares at Final Space saddeningly. I'm more upset when it comes to Final Space. I'm more upset that got screwed over. Because it was good. I actually watched it. I watched that entire series recently. And I am real upset because the creator is actually able to continue the series as a comic and finish the story. The main TV series itself ended in a cliffhanger.
Oof.
Yeah, so it's another one of my one series that I really fucking love that ends in a cliffhanger. You know, like Reboot, Tron Uprising.
Oh, let's do this.
I have no idea what happened there.
What's another
I think
one?
your controller
Oh,
disconnected.
Spider-Man Unlimited.
I don't think Spider-Man Unlimited ended in a cliffhanger.
No, it did.
Oh. I could have sworn he came back to Earth.
That was never confirmed.
Oh. No, my controller didn't disconnect. I just ended up pausing the game. And taking the frame rate with me,
How dare you? Give it back, you monster.
I know the CGI, speaking of Spider-Man cartoons, the CGI series where Neil Patrick Harris played Spider-Man also ended in a cliffhanger. Which is even funnier because that was originally intended to be...
Let's do this.
That was originally intended to be set between the first and second Sam Raimi film, only for the second Sam Raimi film to not actually address any of the plot points. And even funnier, not only does it not address plot points, it actually contradicts plot points. and the series kind of ends. It kind of ends with implications that they were going to adapt the Spider-Man No More storyline, because Peter gives up the Spider-Man mantle after one of his friends gets mortally wounded. Like, it's never implied whether that character died or not, and it was a character they made specifically for that series. But after they get harmed, he just gives up the mantle. So that series, without a proper ending, that series is the only one where, to my knowledge, that Peter genuinely gives up being Spider-Man. At least the only TV series I can think of. Although, speaking of, the original '90s series also ended in a cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Which I think is is a more disappointing cliffhanger, because they imply major things, and I think people have said that after X-Men '97, is that what it's called, the new X-Men series?
Yeah.
Yes.
After X-Men '97, people want Marvel, like Disney, to do a similar series for the Spider-Man animated series. Which I'd be okay with.
I'd be fine with that.
I don't think they will, considering they currently have the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man series going on. I doubt they'd want to do two different Spider-Man series, Spider-Man animated series at the same time.
Well, not in the same demographic, probably.
Well, yeah, but the demographic, because even X-Men, even the X-Men series is intended for an older demographic than even the original series. Kind of as we know this is we're doing this kind of for the kids who grew up with the original series, who are older and can handle more intense stuff. For the record, I have not actually seen. I have not seen X-Men '97 yet.
I've seen some of it. It's really good.
I've needed to. The only thing that's stopping me is I never watched the original '90s series, and I know it's kind of a, you don't have to have seen it to really get what's going on, but it's
I'll be
kind
right
of
back.
Okay. For me, it's the only thing that's stopping me, that I just genuinely want to. I want to see the original '90s series before I watch '97. Hey, look, it's that symbol from Sonic Frontiers that we never learn what it actually means.
Maybe it's something meaning your mother.
That symbol was all over the marketing for Frontiers, and I am actually kind of surprised that not once did either the game or the marketing or any of like supplemental material tell us what that symbol was, or like what it meant. I think I did, like, I did bring up that I was finally able to do my Sonic Generations review. I think the only thing that saddens me about that video is, much like a lot of videos I've done, I basically reused the footage I had for the commentaries. So So you get to deal with my dumbass thinking that it'd be a good idea to have, gameplay footage where like half the frames are fucking missing. Still proud of that review. Like the review itself, I think. The review itself, I think, was fine. It's just the actual gameplay footage is screwy. I do still, like, genuinely, I do recommend this game, just in general. I think even if this remaster sucked, I'd still recommend at least the base Sonic Generations. Because the original game from 2010 is still a great game. Not 2010, 2011.
That's true.
Although I love, I think I mentioned this. A joke I made between recording stuff or doing reviews, criticizing some of the Sonic games that came out after Generations, has more views than literally any other video on my channel. That being said, the review itself I put up on Valentine's Day, and it is doing pretty good, considering how many views it currently has. Because last I checked, it's about 70 views, which, considering how long it usually takes one of my videos to get that far, that's pretty good. Not as good as the fucking meme video I made, having like 3,000 fucking views. Although I love that people are still commenting on that and giving me crap, because it's like, oh, well, Sonic Lost World wasn't that bad a game, or oh, you didn't mention Sonic Mania, which came out around the same time. It's like, guys, one, this video was done as a joke. None of this is taken seriously. And two, the entire purpose of the joke was me talking about Sonic games that weren't as good. Like, not entirely that they were bad, that they just weren't that good. And I had to, like, I've talked to a lot of different, I have sent comments to a lot of different people from that video and said, like, I don't actually hate Lost World. Like, Lost World is a perfectly fine Sonic game. It's just kind of clunky.
I was about to say, you getting in those internet fights?
It's less internet fights and more just trying to clear things up.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh, hang on. I thought it was.
Yeah. Also, so Shadow does not have a single rival fight. However, he does have a cutscene that's supposed to tie into Sonic's rival fight with him. So I kind of tried to splice it together. That's why it just randomly cuts to Shadow just hopping into Sonic's
sorry, but that
area.
Chaos Emerald and I have a date with a monster.
Well then,
I don't approve.
To die for.
I love that during this rival fight, I actually win it. I went in on my first try, and it's probably the only time I've ever been able to do this rival fight without having to go a round or two. And it happens to be when I'm fucking recording it for commentary. I hate the rival fights. The rival fights are fun. Which is probably one of the only reasons why I'm a little upset that Shadow doesn't get any, but at the same time, it kind of... Outside of this, where it's Sonic and Shadow fighting each other in Space Colony Arc from Sonic 2. Outside of this, I don't really know any other rival fights that would have made sense for Shadow.
Based on the intro cutscene, we probably could have done Emerald.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah. An Emerald fight would have been cool. I would love DLC for this game that redoes the some of the stages from the 3DS version though. Because I know the 3DS version had exclusive stages. Although I think it's funny. I know some Colin Johnny mentioned it when he actually looked at the 3DS version. It's weird that the 3DS version actually has one of the the 3DS version has one stage based on the handheld games, and yet all of the other stages are based on console games. It's like they could have done a special version of Sonic Generations that does like most of the stages based on handheld games. That would have been cool.
You left yourself open.
Nice hustle, but I won this one. So I'm taking the emerald. See ya!
Zoink!
Oh no, but how will Shadow do Chaos Control now? Also, hi, Rouge.
How'd you get here?
Plot convenience.
What do I see? Sonic defeating you? What happened?
You distracted me.
With terms or not at all.
Your
About
breasts
time
distracted
you
me,
were
Rouge.
honorable. Now he has the Chaos Emerald.
No, he has a fake emerald. I'll have you swap it for the real after I'm finished with my mission.
Wow, look at
Yeah,
you.
she's totally trustworthy.
As a professional jewel thief, I approve.
Rouge, you haven't been a jewel thief since Sonic Adventure 2. Shut the hell up.
And even then, it was a not really.
No, I think it's kind of a... I think it has the Sonic X thing that it's kind of a... She is a jewel thief, but she was a jewel thief hired by Gun.
Which makes you question their government hiring practices. Oh, wait. I answered my own fucking question.
Well, and to be fair, if I remember correctly, I'm trying to remember the reason they hired her in Sonic X.
Yeah, especially since in that time in Sonic X, Gun was in the human world, our world, so to speak.
Yeah, but the other thing is, it's also like, even then they didn't really trust Rouge. It was more of a, we can't really find a better person, so we're gonna have you do this. Also, I'm not just gonna say who who the boss is for that gate. Anyone want to take a guess? I'll give you a hint. It is from one of the worst Sonic games.
Well, that narrows it down.
Lyric?
No, I don't think Shao ever fought Lyric. Oh, so I do love that that's immediately where you go.
Well, I know the answer. It's just a case of the funny alternatives.
You know, I actually wouldn't have been upset if somehow Sonic Generations, at least Shadow Generations, had a reason. Like, ended up. Don't ask me what I'm doing. I don't know. But it would have been funny if Shadow Generation somehow found a way to bring Sonic Boom into the main canon.
I think the comics did that.
The only it was the second Archie Mega Man crossover that did that, and that crossover ends with literally everything being reversed Sonic 06 style. So it was a good crossover. Like, I genuinely liked it, but at the same time, like that has the same thing with Sonic 06, so nobody would have remembered it.
Man, if Wily had gone all out from the start, that would have been a very different miniseries. First victim of the robot apocalypse says what? Oh crap, he got out.
Oh crap, I got out. Dada! It just fucking guts me into ass. Wiley, I think you have a problem.
You have a problem.
I can't wait till we eventually talk about the Mega Man games. Which also requires us to record Mega Man games, and that's most likely going to be me because I have like most of the series.
Yep. I can't wait till I start recording stuff for the channel.
Yeah. So you guys really need to find a way to record stuff.
I have Steam recording.
That's right. Steam does have recording. Like at most all you have to do is just edit the bits together. But yeah, like Casey, if you ever want to record like any of the Super Robot Wars games, or any Steam games you own, so yeah,
I'm probably going to. I will probably end up just doing 30 because I would need specialized equipment to record VT and X.
What are those on?
VTX I have on imported discs from Southeast Asia, which means that my PS4 won't naturally record them.
Yeah, just get an as long as your laptop or whatever can run it, just get an Elgato. I mean, that's how I record like all of my stuff is an Elgato. Other than retro consoles that require like HD adapters, the only system I own that needed a special adapter for me to record my Elgato is my PlayStation 3. And the only reason I needed a special adapter for the PlayStation 3 is because Sony consoles, like all Sony consoles, have copy protection on them. With the PlayStation 4 and 5, you are able to shut that off, but it means that while that is off, you can't watch movies or YouTube or whatever. But it lets you record directly to an Elgato. If you have an Elgato hooked up to, say, a PlayStation 3, you can't do anything.
Mm.
Yeah, so I actually had to buy an HDMI splitter.
Hmm.
And literally the only reason I have that splitter is to record PlayStation 3 games. I use it for all of my consoles because it just makes things easier, but I
A glitch.
literally...
PS3 has no games.
Oh, yeah, you're right.